Okay guys, I'm about halfway in. Added a couple of more this size bottle of water, so I got 2 more pounds. So I'm officially carrying 62 ounces and in the bladder in 32 and the no gene. That's over 90. The water's heavy. Now I'm going to give you a tip on how to reduce the weight as you walk. Drink your bladder water. Get that weight off your back. I was drinking this, I prepared this little bottle of Gatorade, and I was drinking that. I'm going to leave that for later. I've been drinking out of my bladder so I can get that weight off. And I'm going to start preparing all the food with the bladder water. And when I go in with the pack empty, ready for hunting, I'm going to have about 1/3 of water, maybe less than that. So this is the view. I'm over here sitting in the gully. It's the only place to rest. And I'm going to climb through that rocky mess right there and then go back up and go back on those mountains. I'm going up and over that one there and camping over that one there on the other side. So I'm about halfway up. The pack is not doing bad. What's doing bad is one of my shoes. One of my shoes decided to fall apart. Look at this. Look at that. It just came undone right there on the edge. And these are pretty good boots. So what I'm going to do is when I go back, I'm going to take it to a shoe repair place and see if we can fix it. Because they still got a lot of thread on the soles. All right, guys. I'm going to let you go. See you on the next one. Okay, my camp is right over those rocks. But I had to come here and sit in the shade because I couldn't do it anymore. The trail here, supposed to be on the other side of that tree, is completely covered over, and I couldn't find it. I kept going through the brush. That's very difficult. If you don't have a trail to go through, it's very difficult to go through the brush. You're winding around and zigzagging, and it's not a straight shot. So I came straight here because I got bush, and then I went to a gully, a dry stream, and it's full of rocks and bouldery and twisting my ankles, and I kept going. I say, the hell with this. So I decided to stop here. I'm going to stay here for, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. I need to get my feet a rest. And now I noticed that the shoe on the other side is also coming apart. Look at that. Pretty soon I'm going to be barefooted. Oh well. So here's a view of this beautiful area that I always like. I love this spot. And I hope I have it all to myself. But I know I'm dreaming, because this area is going to be invaded. And I do mean invaded. Over a dozen guys are coming over to this side. And that's why I'm going up and over this one, up and over the other one, and possibly up and over the third one. But for the meantime, I'm just going to stay here. Man, I'm beginning to think that this is going to be my last trip up here. That I couldn't find the trail, and I mean the first half wasn't bad. Once I passed the gully and started going into the brush, because there's not really a trail there, but then there starts a trail down here. It completely disappeared. It's overgrown with brush and stuff, and I just couldn't find it. So I went in a gully got out of that one, went into another one, got out of that one. I decided to come across this way, and up here there's some boulders here. I got my pack and everything. Just get the weight off the back. I'm gonna give a good review to the walking stick, the shooting stick actually. It's made by Primos, and I found a way to I hold it like this, I hold it like this, like that, and in that way you have control, or you can go like this also, like that, and you can have control, you know. And it doesn't have to be that long. I kind of shorten it because since you're going in up and down terrain, it's not like flat, so you don't need it to be stretched out. So it gave me good balance. I almost fell a couple of times coming in and out of the gullies, loose dirt. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a good. This is the. Let me see. Let me take my glasses off. This is the Primos hunting trigger stick, they call it Gen 3. So yeah, it helped me a lot, and the pack is doing good. Now when I get home, I'm gonna load it up the same, and I'm gonna include the binoculars. My shoulders are killing me. My shoulder with the accident, hurting like crazy, and now the other one is also hurting. It was very cold last night, very, very cold. I didn't turn on the heater, but being in the camper, I thought, no big deal. Jesus, I think it went to 20. It was very cold. So okay, I'm gonna enjoy this. A nice breeze, man. I can just fall asleep right here. It's a nice breeze. Okay, so here we are, home sweet home. We pitched the tent. The ground is full of roots, and the little stake it won't catch because the tree has a lot of roots and there's stones under there. That's why I like better the self-standing. You can move them around. But anyways, I wanted to make a point. This little tree, when I started camping here over 10 years ago, it was about 6-7 feet. Look at this thing now. It's a good 25. Wow, this thing grows quickly. And look at the width of the trunk. That's massive. So I set I unloaded the pack and put all the mess in here. I'm gonna set up my little cooking station over there somewhere. And I got my clothing, and I got to put my rifle on this side. There's the air mattress. It took 110 pumps to get it firm. You can do 100 or 110 or maybe 120. I wouldn't go more than that because it'll pop. And here's the pack. I empty everything. I only have the stuff that I need. And I cinched it, and look at how thin it is now. Look at how narrow. It's gonna be a lot lighter now for sure. So I might empty some of the stuff that I have here because I got too much of it. It's just a few packets of peanuts. I don't think that's gonna make a difference. So the game bags are inside, and yeah, the cookies got all smashed. Put that in there. And yeah, man, this is good. There used to be a fire ring right here. Somebody took it apart. I'm not going to make any fires because right now we're in they call it fire season. But yeah, it's pretty dry. No water in the stream. I saw a coyote going up the dry stream, sniffing around, see if he can find some water. And he went up into the canyon there. So this is the spot. Uh, oh, I wanted to make a small point, a note for the guy that left on top of those rocks. He left a thin canteen, and I saw it, and I left on the street when the twigs were smaller. I left a fire starter, so we swapped it. He took the fire starter, and my friend took the canteen because he came through here. And I said, that's fine. Go ahead and keep it. I know it was meant for me. So we're doing a swap. That was cool of him. Uh, you know, don't take nothing for something for nothing. You got to leave something behind. There's in the distance, there's the smoke from the fires on the other side of the Kern, which is, I don't know, 50, maybe more miles away. But the smoke is being billowing up and coming up this way. They closed. So now, it was a little bit of an ordeal. Well, not an ordeal, but it was harder this time for me to get up here, because even though I made the pack as light as possible, I didn't recoup any years, and you can feel them. My shoulders are hurting, my legs are cramping, and my point is that I think that this might be one of my last backpacking trip, and I just bought that pack last year, but it might be my last backpacking trip, unless I can get a guy to come with me, and we can kind of divide the load and the food and everything, and make it a little lighter. And company coming up that invisible trail, Jesus Christ, that brush, you know and now my boots are popping. I don't know if I'm gonna have any shoes left on this weekend. So yeah, it felt pretty heavy. Not as heavy as I had it before, but it felt heavier because I'm older, and so I have the strength to come in miles and miles. There are some guys that went to that mountain over there, and those guys were in the late 20s, early mid 30s, and that mountain has got a reputation of having some big husky bucks, and they went in front of it, and they kept going further back in there. They know they're going to be the only ones there, guarantee you, because all these guys, all these weekend hunters, that they camp down at the campground. Well, not a campground, but they're down at the flats, and they can camp there and set up their little cooking, and they got their tables and their coolers, and got a bunch of stuff. They're pretty well equipped. Well, those guys are not the hardcore backpacking type. They're camp hunters. They hunt from the camp, and they come out, they stretch out a little bit, and then they go back. They don't spend the night out here. And by the way, I think it's going to be very cold, because it was cold last night. So I'm going to have to lay on some layers, put on some layers, because I don't have a heater or anything. So guys, all right, we'll see you tomorrow. Let's see how the hunt goes. Wish me luck. Thank you. Oh, another thing I did before leaving is that I had another cooking system that I bought, and I had it put away. I didn't remember I had it. It was in my gear. Comes in this little box, and attaches to the same type of can. And I had that silver coffee cup for cooking, and I said, okay, I'll take it. So the jet boil was a pound point, I think it was 4, and this together was 13 ounces. So I said, okay, a few ounces less. So let's see how it does, and let's see how that simple sensations meal tastes like. All right, later. What's that over there? Oh, is that a doe? Oh, there's another one over there by the big tree. Yeah, you know what? They're coming down to the stream. The stream is dry, bone dry. That's a shame. I don't know where they're getting their water. But there's no water here unless they go to the river. And that's another 3 miles. About 2. If you go straight. I don't see anything else. Yeah. Alright. Maybe we'll move again. Okay. I had my dinner. And I saw a couple of those come down the hill here to go down and eat some of that green grass because there's no water. So on the tent, it is a one-man tent. There's no doubt about that. I got everything tossed around. I got the hat and the gun is here. The food stuff, the boots. I don't know how cold it's gonna get. Oh, these are pretty tasty, but I put too much water, so I made it into a soup. Not supposed to. Okay. The little furnace worked pretty well. And what I'm doing is I'm measuring water here, put it on the pot to cook, and then replace it with bladder water to lighten up the pack. Okay. So then on the vestibule, I managed to shove the pack right outside together with the walking stick. I don't know if you can see it down there. And it has a, let me see. There's some bugs flying around. Okay. So the vestibule is on, the pack is under the vestibule case of range. There's a walking stick out there. And that's it. We're gonna wait until morning. Get some sleep. I gotta take some pills, pain pills, because my shoulders are hurting from packing this stuff. I hope I don't need to wear the overalls. I brought it one time and they came in the nick of time because it was really cold. I put those on. It was like an overall pajama, really cushy. But it was so hot. I took it off and I took the camo shirt and I just stayed with this. And I feel like I want to take it off too. It's warm. So the wind that was blowing a little while ago, it just died. Nothing going on. So let's see how cold it gets up here. Okay, so the next one, gotta get things a little more organized here and go to bed. All right, see you.